Hello everyone and welcome to my B&B trending news. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and this gives this video a thumbs up. No matter how Finn chooses to handle the situation, this terrible secret is going to be exposed. You can know Steffy's going to be on quite the emotional roller coaster, as she has no idea that Finn and Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, even hooked up. Steffy may wonder why Finn never said that, or even put it together, that it could be a bio-dad possibility. Of course, Steffy will also tremble at the notion of Finn having yet another criminal cousin, who could wreak more damage. Between Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, and Luna, Steffy's not going to be happy with Finn's biological ties and all the commotion surrounding him. This Luna revelation would surely dredge up a lot of terrible emotions for Steffy, so she may find herself thinking back to her time in the cage when Luna was teasing her through the bars. B&B should play up the drama of Steffy's bad feelings toward Luna, but perhaps there's a universe where Steffy could let go of all the sorrow and hatred. Could Steffy ultimately forgive Luna for Finn's sake? It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it could be an option if Finn is motivated to bond with Luna, on some level. Steffy might realize it's the only way to save her marriage. Finn had a relationship with Luna once upon a time as his cousin, but things will be different now that he knows he's her father. Since Finn wishes he could have been there to guide Luna down the correct road, he may want to restore that friendship despite Luna's errors. Steffy undoubtedly won't agree at first, but she might slowly come to recognize that she has to accept Finn and Luna's relationship, at least if she still wants a future with Finn. It seems like Finn is typically the one backing down and doing all the compromising, so maybe it'll be Steffy's time here. Will Steffy eventually forgive Luna? Or at least learn to tolerate her under the circumstances? Once Steffy obtains updates on Finn's bio-dad status, may she find it in her heart to accept Luna? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest Steffy and Finn will have some serious difficulties to deal through, so we'll bring you more predictions on the bumpy road ahead. The Bold and the Beautiful teasers and updates tease Steffy Forrester is on the edge of a catastrophic spiral as disturbing facts come to light. Could the knowledge that Luna Nozawa is actually John Finn Finnegan's daughter drag Steffy back into the depths of addiction? At this time in her marriage to Finn, Steffy is likely clinging to the hope that they've surmounted all their challenges. Together, Finn and Steffy have experienced a multitude of obstacles, yet they've continually emerged more resilient as a relationship. However, the knowledge that Finn is Luna's father might be a weight too hard for Steffy to carry. After all, she is the same lady who drugged Steffy, imprisoned her, and nearly took her life, giving Steffy every excuse to carry a deep-seated resentment towards Luna permanently. Moreover, Luna has previously caused the murders of two innocent individuals, having targeted Tom Starr and Paul Hollister, which leaves Steffy with lingering anxieties. Steffy is sure to be on edge about her family's safety, especially if Finn decides to fully embrace his role as Luna's father. This could create fresh marital problems and push Steffy towards unhealthy coping strategy. Is there a danger she can slip back into drug use due of this Luna situation? Will she find herself reaching for those drugs again, risking a dangerous addiction? Back in 2020, Steffy struggled with painkiller addiction after her motorbike accident, which is how Dr. Finn entered her life. While she managed to acquire the care she needed, the current upheaval surrounding Luna could spark a major relapse. Steffy may find herself slipping back into drug usage as she grapples with the unexpected truth regarding Finn and Luna's father-daughter bond. This stress might throw her over the edge, potentially igniting another addiction plotline, which is definitely something to contemplate. We're convinced that Jacqueline McInnes Wood will produce a remarkable performance in those dramatic passages, so it'll be intriguing to see whether the show explores this path. One thing is for sure. Steffy is facing big issues ahead due to Finn's new familial ties. Our predictions imply that the tension on Finn and Steffy's relationship could approach a breaking point, and we'll keep you posted on all the drama that occurs. At the Spencer mansion, Electra Forrester worried what Will's first impression of Luna was like. Will said that Luna appeared decent enough, and admitted she was a gorgeous girl, so Luna smirked as she eavesdropped. However, Will also gave Electra updates on all Luna's offenses and dangerous behavior. Once Will recounted everything, he made a prediction about Luna being put away for life and never being around them again. In Finn's office, he informed Poppy it was bull when she claimed she didn't want to burden him with a child. Poppy recognized that she was protecting herself also, as this revelation would have been disastrous all around. Finn disagreed as Poppy deprived him of a bond with his daughter, and then grew her to be a murderer. If Finn had been active in Luna's life, he argued maybe that wouldn't have happened. Although Finn felt he had to approach Steffy Forrester about this, Poppy raised worries about how Steffy would react. This news would also jeopardize Poppy, and Lee Finnegan's chance of mending their relationship. Therefore, Poppy insisted no one could know Luna was Finn's daughter. At Forrester Creations, Brooke Logan grilled Carter Walton to see whether he had any regrets now that he'd lost his friendship with Ridge Forrester. Carter wondered if maybe Brooke felt regrets over losing her own relationship with Ridge instead. Brooke was grateful for the CEO position, but she had a conscience and implied that Carter did as well. After Brooke questioned how Carter could live with himself after conducting such a coup, he justified his actions since Hope Logan, Annika Noel, lost her line and was dismissed. Even so, Brooke believed that Carter knew what he'd done was terrible deep inside. At the Forrester mansion on Thursday's B&B episode, Steffy showed up to discover Ridge and Taylor Hayes enjoying some lovey-dovey moments. After Steffy talked about dealing with the traitors at work, she claimed Carter's guilt had to be eating away at him. Ridge hard to see Carter as the same person anymore, but Steffy felt like the genuine Carter was still in there. Steffy just wanted to reach Carter's conscience and help him remember who he used to be before Hope led him astray. Regardless, Steffy maintained that Carter and Hope will soon be out of power, and resolved to do whatever it took. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest Steffy's mission with Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, will carry on, so stay tuned for any shockers that might result. Finn's world felt like it was unraveling, one tangled thread at a time. No matter how he chose to handle the situation, the terrible secret was going to come out, and when it did, everything he and Steffy had built could be at risk of shattering. Finn's chest tightened as he thought about how to break the news to Steffy. Luna wasn't just his cousin, she was his daughter. Steffy's life had been filled with its fair share of trials, but this revelation was a gut punch she couldn't have prepared for. She had no idea that Finn and Poppy Nozawa, Luna's mother, had ever hooked up. The realization that Finn never told her about his past with Poppy would eat away at her trust. Worse yet, the idea that Finn hadn't even considered the possibility of being Luna's biological father made it feel like a betrayal. As Steffy sat alone in the Forrester living room, her mind raced with questions. Why hadn't Finn told her? Did he think it wasn't important, or was he hiding it because he knew how devastating this would be? And Luna, who had already brought so much chaos into their lives, was now tied to them in a way that felt inescapable. The memories came rushing back like a tidal wave. Steffi could still hear Luna's mocking laughter as she teased her through the bars of that cage. She could still feel the icy chill of fear creeping down her spine, the helplessness that had consumed her as Luna loomed over her, taunting and menacing. It was a time in her life she'd fought hard to bury, and now it was clawing its way back to the surface. Luna wasn't just a criminal. She was a reminder of Sheila Sharp's influence, of all the pain and destruction that seemed to follow. Finn's biological ties, first Sheila, now Luna, it was too much. How was Steffi supposed to process the fact that her husband shared blood with not just one, but two people who had brought terror into her life? But as much as Steffi wanted to run from this, she couldn't ignore the truth. Finn wasn't to blame for his biological connections. He couldn't help who his family was, and she knew he was as much a victim in all of this as she was. Still, the thought of Finn wanting to bond with Luna left her feeling cold. Could she ever truly forgive Luna for the torment she'd caused? Finn, for his part, was grappling with his own storm of emotions. Learning he was Luna's father had turned his world upside down. He thought back to his relationship with Luna before the truth came to light. She had been his cousin, a rebellious, unpredictable force in his life. Now she was his daughter, and that changed everything. Finn couldn't shake the guilt. He wished he'd known sooner. If he had, maybe he could have been there for Luna, guiding her down the right path instead of watching her veer so far off course. He wanted to make amends, to rebuild something with her despite her past mistakes. But he knew Steffi wouldn't approve. Steffi's resistance was immediate and fierce. She couldn't believe Finn would even entertain the idea of reconnecting with Luna after everything she'd done. "She's dangerous, Finn," Steffi said, her voice trembling with anger. "She nearly destroyed our family. How can you even think about letting her back into our lives?" Finn's voice was calm but firm. "She's my daughter, Steffi. I can't just turn my back on her. I know she's made mistakes, terrible ones, but I have to try. If there's a chance to help her to fix this, I have to take it." The tension between them was palpable. Finn had always been the one to compromise, to bend over backward to keep the peace. But this time, he wasn't backing down. And deep down, Steffi knew why. He wasn't doing this for Luna. He was doing it for himself, for the chance to be the father he never got to be. It was a bitter pill for Steffi to swallow. But as the days turned into weeks, she began to see Finn's determination. He wasn't just trying to bond with Luna, he was trying to heal. And as much as Steffi hated to admit it, she couldn't deny that she wanted to save her marriage more than she wanted to hold on to her anger. The road to forgiveness wasn't easy. Steffi struggled to let go of her resentment, and Luna didn't make it any easier. There were moments when Luna's defiance and sharp tongue made Steffi want to throw in the towel. But there were also moments, fleeting but significant, when Steffi saw glimpses of vulnerability in Luna. Moments when she realized that Luna wasn't just a villain. She was a young woman who had been dealt a rough hand, a daughter who had been missing a father. Over time, Steffi began to soften. It wasn't about accepting Luna for who she was. It was about accepting Finn for who he was. She saw how much it meant to him to have Luna in his life, and she couldn't deny that he was a better man for it. Slowly but surely, Steffi began to let go of the bitterness that had been weighing her down. In the end, it wasn't a single moment of forgiveness that brought them back together. It was a series of small steps, a gradual rebuilding of trust and understanding. Steffi learned to tolerate Luna, not because she wanted to, but because she knew it was the only way to keep her family intact. And in doing so, she discovered a strength she didn't know she had. The strength to let go of the past and move forward, even when it felt impossible. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Steffy and Finn's journey is far from over. The road ahead will be filled with challenges, but if they can weather this storm together, they might just come out stronger on the other side. After all, love isn't about avoiding the bumps in the road. It's about holding on tight and riding through them together. Steffy Forrester has always been a strong woman, a resilient survivor of countless trials that have tested her spirit and resolve. But as secrets unravel and truths emerge, Steffy is once again teetering on the edge of a catastrophic spiral that could undo everything she's fought so hard to rebuild. The revelation that Luna Nozawa is actually John Finn Finnegan's daughter threatens to send shockwaves through her life, dragging her into the depths of despair and possibly addiction once more. For a brief moment in time, Steffy's marriage to Finn felt like a sanctuary. Together they'd weathered so many storms, her past with Liam Spencer, Finn's near-death experience at the hands of his biological mother, Sheila Carter, and their unwavering fight to protect their family. Every obstacle had only served to fortify their bond, solidifying their roles as each other's anchor. But this new revelation about Luna could be the storm that finally breaks them. Steffy has every reason to feel betrayed. Luna's dark past looms like a shadow over their family. Once an enigmatic figure, Luna had already earned Steffy's distrust long before this revelation came to light. Her history of violence, including the chilling murders of Tom Starr and Paul Hollis Hollister, painted her as a dangerous and unstable individual. Steffy's survival instincts have always been sharp, and her protective nature has only intensified since becoming a mother. The idea that Finn could want to embrace Luna as his daughter shakes her to her core. For Steffy, Luna represents more than just a potential threat. She symbolizes a lingering trauma. It wasn't long ago that Steffy was the victim of Sheila Carter's unthinkable actions, drugging her, holding her captive, and nearly ending her life. Knowing that Luna shares a connection to Finn dredges up old wounds, making it nearly impossible for Steffy to view the situation objectively. How can she possibly accept this bond when Luna's very existence feels like a betrayal? Finn, for his part, is caught in an emotional whirlwind. Learning that Luna is his daughter forces him to confront a past he never knew existed. While his heart tells him to step up as a father, he's painfully aware of the strain it could place on his marriage. Finn loves Steffy deeply, but his desire to do right by Luna might push Steffy further away, igniting conflicts they may not be able to overcome. The stress and emotional turmoil begin to weigh heavily on Steffy. Her mind is plagued with questions. What does Luna want from Finn? Can she truly be trusted? And most importantly, how can she protect her children from someone with such a dangerous past? The mounting pressure begins to chip away at her carefully constructed sense of stability, and old demons start whispering in her ear. Back in 2020, Steffy's battle with painkiller addiction nearly destroyed her. It was Finn's compassion and care that helped her reclaim her life. But this new upheaval feels different. The pain of betrayal, the fear for her family's safety, and the overwhelming sense of powerlessness create the perfect storm for a relapse. The pills that once offered a fleeting escape from her pain now tempt her again as the chaos around her intensifies. As Steffy's anxiety escalates, she starts to withdraw from those closest to her. Finn notices the changes but feels torn between supporting his wife and navigating his newfound responsibilities as Luna's father. Steffy's behavior grows erratic. Her work at Forrester Creations begins to suffer, and her interactions with her children become tinged with impatience and irritability. Friends and family start to suspect something is wrong, but Steffy, ever the master of hiding her pain, insists she's fine. When the temptation becomes too much, Steffy gives in to her cravings, convincing herself it's just a one-time escape. But as the days go by, the pills become her crutch, a way to numb the overwhelming emotions threatening to consume her. The relapse is subtle at first, but it quickly spirals out of control, leading to moments of shame and self-loathing that only deepen her dependency. As Finn tries to juggle his growing bond with Luna and his crumbling marriage, the cracks in their relationship become impossible to ignore. Steffy's distrust of Luna creates constant tension, and Finn's attempts to reassure her only seem to widen the divide. When Finn discovers evidence of Steffy's relapse, he's devastated. The woman he loves is slipping away, and he feels powerless to stop it. For Steffy, the discovery of her addiction becomes a turning point. She's forced to confront the reality that her unresolved pain and fears have led her back down this dangerous path. But will she find the strength to seek help before it's too late? Or will the pressures of her unraveling world push her further into darkness? The storyline promises to be a tour de force for Jacqueline McInnes Wood, whose portrayal of Steffy has always been a highlight of The Bold and the Beautiful. Watching her navigate the complexities of addiction, betrayal, and redemption will undoubtedly be both heartbreaking and captivating. Steffy's journey will serve as a poignant reminder of the resilience of the human spirit, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. As the drama unfolds, fans can expect intense confrontations, shocking revelations, and emotional moments that will leave them on the edge of their seats. Will Steffy and Finn's love survive this latest challenge, or will the weight of Luna's presence prove too much to bear? One thing is certain, Steffy's battle is far from over, and the road to recovery will be anything but easy. Stay tuned as we bring you all the latest updates on this riveting storyline. The future holds many twists and turns for Steffy, Finn, and the entire Forrester clan, and we're here to cover every heart-stopping moment. Electra Forrester sat in the lavish Spencer mansion, her mind racing with anxious thoughts about Luna's first meeting with Will. It wasn't just about Will's opinion of Luna, though. It was the danger of the unknown. Luna had a history that no one could ignore, and the idea of her being around Will, someone Electra deeply cared for, was unsettling. Will had reassured Electra, saying Luna had seemed decent enough, and admitted that she was, in his words, a gorgeous girl. His words didn't entirely ease Electra's concerns. She had seen the way Luna could manipulate people with her beauty and charm. After Will updated Electra on Luna's dangerous behavior, he expressed a chilling prediction. Luna would be locked away for life, never to trouble them again. It wasn't the first time Electra had heard this sentiment, but hearing it from Will made it hit differently. Was Will right? Would Luna truly spiral out of control to the point where she was beyond saving? Electra didn't want to believe it, but deep down, she knew there was a part of Luna that was too unpredictable to trust. In a different part of the city, Finn was seated across from Poppy in his office. His frustration was palpable as he confronted her about her decision to keep Luna's true parentage a secret. "This is bull, Poppy," Finn exclaimed. "You didn't want to burden me with a child, but you've kept me in the dark all this time. Look where that's gotten us. Luna grew up to be a murderer." Poppy flinched at the harsh words, but she knew Finn had a point. She had been protecting herself, but in doing so, she had robbed him of a chance to form a relationship with his daughter. She also feared the disastrous consequences of Finn knowing the truth. Luna's crimes had already torn their lives apart, and revealing that Finn was her father would only make things worse. "Finn, you don't understand," Poppy said softly, her voice trembling. "I was trying to protect you. You don't know what it would have done to you, to us, if you had been involved. Maybe it wouldn't have ended this way. Finn didn't back down. Maybe if I had been in Luna's life, she wouldn't have turned out like this. Maybe I could have prevented this whole mess. His tone was fierce and his eyes burned with the weight of regret. I know you're angry, but this is not the answer, Poppy said, her voice filled with sorrow. If Steffy finds out, it will destroy everything. Our relationship, Lee's relationship with me. Everything will fall apart. Please, Finn. No one can know Luna is your daughter. Finn hesitated. He knew Poppy had a point, but the guilt gnawed at him. How could he keep this secret any longer? How could he live with the knowledge that his own daughter was a murderer, and that he had been kept in the dark all these years? Back at Forrester Creations, Brooke Logan was in full interrogation mode. She grilled Carter Walton, demanding to know if he regretted his actions in losing his friendship with Ridge Forrester. Brooke had always prided herself on being straightforward, and she wasn't about to let Carter off the hook so easily. Carter, ever the strategist, didn't flinch under her scrutiny. Do you regret losing Ridge, Brooke? He asked, his tone a little too casual. Brooke's eyes narrowed. I'm not the one who stabbed a friend in the back to secure a job, she retorted. She couldn't help but feel a little guilty about her own role in Ridge's departure. But that didn't stop her from feeling that Carter's betrayal was a bridge too far. Carter shrugged. Hope lost her line, Brooke. She was dismissed. You know what it's like when power shifts. It's not personal, it's business. Brooke didn't buy it. I don't think you can live with yourself, Carter. Deep down, you know what you did was wrong. Meanwhile, across town at the Forrester mansion, Steffy Forrester arrived to find her parents, Ridge and Taylor Hayes, in a rare moment of affection. It was sweet, but Steffy had more pressing matters to deal with. As she explained her frustration over the traitors at work, Carter and Hope, she shared her belief that Carter was still struggling with guilt over his betrayal. I can't look at him the same way anymore, Ridge admitted, his voice filled with disappointment. But Steffy wasn't ready to give up on Carter. He's still in there somewhere, Ridge. We just have to reach him. We have to help him remember who he really is before all of this. Before Hope led him astray. Ridge wasn't convinced, but Steffy's resolve was unshakable. Carter and Hope will be out of power soon, I'll make sure of it. Steffy's mission was clear. She was determined to put things back to the way they once were, even if it meant taking drastic measures. Her alliance with Daphne Rose, who had her own agenda, would undoubtedly lead to some shocking revelations. The game was far from over, and the stakes were higher than ever. After Will updated Elektra on Luna's dangerous behavior, he expressed a chilling prediction. Luna would be locked away for life, never to trouble them again. It wasn't the first time Elektra had heard this sentiment, but hearing it from Will made it hit differently. Was Will right? Would Luna truly spiral out of control to the point where she was beyond saving? Elektra didn't want to believe it, but deep down, she knew there was a part of Luna that was too unpredictable to trust. At the Spencer mansion, Elektra Forrester worried what Will's first impression of Luna was like. Will said that Luna appeared decent enough, and admitted she was a gorgeous girl. So Luna smirked as she eavesdropped. However, Will also gave Elektra updates on all Luna's offenses and dangerous behavior. Once Will recounted everything, he made a prediction about Luna being put away for life and never being around them again. In Finn's office, he informed Poppy it was bull when she claimed she didn't want to burden him with a child. Poppy recognized that she was protecting herself also, as this revelation would have been disastrous all around. Finn disagreed as Poppy deprived him of a bond with his daughter, and then grew her to be a murderer. If Finn had been active in Luna's life, he argued maybe that wouldn't have happened. Although Finn felt he had to approach Steffy Forrester about this, Poppy raised worries about how Steffy would react. This news would also jeopardize Poppy and Lee Finnegan's chance of mending their relationship. Therefore, Poppy insisted no one could know Luna was Finn's daughter. At Forrester Creations, Brooke Logan grilled Carter Walton to see whether he had any regrets now that he'd lost his friendship with Ridge Forrester. Carter wondered if maybe Brooke felt regrets over losing her own relationship with Ridge instead. Brooke was grateful for the CEO position, but she had a conscience and implied that Carter did as well. After Brooke questioned how Carter could live with himself after conducting such a coup, he justified his actions since Hope Logan, Annika Noel, lost her line and was dismissed. Even so, Brooke believed that Carter knew what he'd done was terrible deep inside. At the Forrester mansion on Thursday's B&B episode, Steffy showed up to discover Ridge and Taylor Hayes enjoying some lovey-dovey moments. After Steffy talked about dealing with the traitors at work, she claimed Carter's guilt had to be eating away at him. Ridge hard to see Carter as the same person anymore, but Steffy felt like the genuine Carter was still in there. Steffy just wanted to reach Carter's conscience and help him remember who he used to be before Hope led him astray. Regardless, Steffy maintained that Carter and Hope will soon be out of power, and resolved to do whatever it took. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest Steffy's mission with Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, will carry on, so stay tuned for any shockers that might result. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe my channel and do not miss any update.